Hi, loves. How are you doing today? So I'm coming to you from sunny Tofino today. Yay, it's like almost a summer's day right now. I'm so stoked. I'm really, I'm like a normal human. I get very excited about sunshine, especially when you live in a rainforest and it's been winter for a long time. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about money. And this is a really important discussion, and it can be so easy to get into the superficial energy and conversation around money, which, from my vantage point, a lot of the conversation that's been that's like around right now about money, especially in the entrepreneurial world, can tend to be kind of superficial and in the realm of, if we have more money, then we have more freedom. And if we have more money, then we're more successful, then we're more lovable, then we're doing something right. So our goal is to have money. And here's what, that's why you want to have money. And so let's hustle or do whatever we need to do to create that money. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I'm so fucking annoyed with that. But the funny thing is that I really do feel like bringing in money is an important thing for us as light workers. And here's why. It is not because money means really anything. It's not because money means that we're more lovable. It does not mean that having more money means we're more successful. It does not mean that having more money gives us any sort of gold star. What it means is that there's something that has shifted in consciousness that has allowed more abundance, including money, to show up in our lives. So what I'm interested in is the shift in consciousness that is under that actually allows us to receive what is our birthright to receive, which is support from the unconditionally loving universe. Here's why this is so important. Because there are energies right now on the planet, as you know, that are controlling much of the planet with fear. And these energies benefit in a very temporary way from our fear and from the collective fear. So when we agree to be scared about money, or when we agree to be scared about certain things that in our true nature we know that we have the right to receive always, we are in this really weird hierarchy that is not why we came here. So I'll put it to you like this. So we have these energies of fear that benefit from fear. Some people call them reptilians. Some people just call it fear. You can give it a name. The idea is that they don't have power over us and we're waking up to the truth again. So it's nothing to fear, although when we're in these transitions of waking up, it can feel like a lot, which is something that I've been going through. So we have that fear energy, and then we have us under it, and this is where they like us to be, right? Scared about money, scared about our health, scared about the world, scared, worried. Don't have a bunch of, wiggle movement, because there's always something that's going to, knock us down, right? And then we have our truths, which is that we are God, we are goddess, we are divine. So that when we're here, so this is where most of humanity is currently operating from, where they have allowed this idea of fear to have the final say and to keep us enslaved. And then so my hand would still be there in that case, but I only have two, so I'm going to go up here. And then this is our truth. This is that we are God. And if we are God, then we are all things. Then we are the fear. We are the reptilians as well. So if we are that, we have domain over that. Because if you are something that's inside of you, you have domain over everything that's inside of you. So in our truth, we have domain over this energy. They respond to us. We are the boss because we are God. We are love. And I've had many experiences in my dream time where I've been training to meet quote unquote demonic energies. And for the first little while, I was running away from them. After that, I was calling in Archangel Michael for help, which still didn't really work. And then finally, through my training with Archangel Michael, I was guided to just, come to these, demonic energies, quote unquote, and say, I love you, I am God. And it was like, and instantly they all disappear. As soon as I go, I love you, or I am God, I am the one, instant, they disappear, because that is, you know, our domain. So we don't even need to be scared of these energies in our truth, because all they are is an aspect of us. When we're in unity consciousness, we can see that it's just an aspect of us, which is what we're waking up to. So it's really important, this whole idea around money, it's really important that we awaken to our God selves, where we know that we are abundance itself. That's what I was speaking about at the start of this video, where the shift in consciousness to come from this level of thinking, you know, not this level of thinking. In this level of thinking, we can say, yeah, I'm going to make money and that's going to make me safer. That's going to make me more successful. That's still in fear mindset. That's still coming from a place where you feel like you are not that and you have to get that in order to be. That's still, you're going to get knocked down at some point, because it's not rooted in absolute truth. So we are shifting our consciousness as awakened beings. And there is some seriously powerful awakening that's happening on this planet. So if you have any questions or comments, if you're live or on replay, let me know. I'd love to hear any comments that you might have on this. And so what we're called to do is remember and decide that we're going to leave the matrix, that we're going to leave, you know, this matrix idea that we can be corralled, that we can be enslaved. It's old paradigm, and we are the ones that we've been waiting for. It's not a cliche, it's the truth. And I guess maybe it is a bit of a cliche, but it's because it's the truth. And we're here to activate our DNA. We're here to remember ourselves as superhuman. And like I said in the title of this video, this is not for the faint of heart, because what can happen is you vibrate through all of the shit that's not true. When you start to wake up, all that stuff literally starts to vibrate out of your DNA, vibrate out of your cells. So we need to make the decision, though, that we are going to remember who we are and why we came here. And so you are going to need assistance for this, you know, and I need assistance for this, right? We work with our spiritual guides. We work with our spiritual team. We spend time with people who are activated and do remember and can help us to pillar into these new places. We might work with mentors. We might do a lot of things. We might spend a lot of time in nature. We need to constantly be elevating our vibration to the point that we are putting ourselves in these places and situations where we're connected. So Sky says, hello, I have to watch your last video. Yes, please do. So one of the ways that we can, you know, decide, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to feel into what's coming through, because there's a lot of energy and I don't want to talk just from personality. I want to channel what's coming through. So Sirius is coming through really strongly in my life right now. And with the recent Archangel Michael training that we did, if you were a part of that, you knew about that and saw that, we are working with Archangel Michael and the blue violet ray, which is highly connected right into Sirius. Sirius is a star cluster. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky. It's the blue, if you look in the sky, you'll see it has a kind of a blue tint to it. And there is so much legend around, and I don't know if you'd want to call it legend, because I truly feel that it's the truth of these beings from Sirius coming down and passing their knowledge, and these being the dolphin people, dolphins, whale consciousness, the blue line people, lots of different races coming through from Sirius to activate us. And if you feel connected to that blue violet ray, that blue ray, in likelihood you're very connected to Sirius, right? And so Sirius is coming through very strongly for me right now, because they're working very strongly with the planet and with light workers. And so if you've connected with the blue violet ray at all through this training with myself or in different ways, Amanda says not the North Star to be the brightest star in the sky. They might be one and the same. I'm going to double check for you, because the research that I've done about Sirius said it's the brightest star in the sky. But I haven't really sat and like really compared the different stars, I guess, because there's like half of them up and half of them down. So I'll double check about that, so I'm not like spreading information that might not be true. But last night when I was chilling with Sirius, it was definitely the brightest star under the sky, and it had that blue tint. So I will double check. But Yeah, so Sirius and Syrian beings are working very strongly with the planet right now. It's very possible that you yourself are a Syrian starseed, which you have spent time in these realms on this planet and these star cluster systems, and have come to incarnate here to remind people of who they really are, which is why it's so important for us to wake the fuck up and to not play these old stories anymore to the best of our ability about lack, scarcity consciousness, because that is not why we're here. We need to decide that we are more than this. We need to decide that we're going to remember, that we are remembering, and that we have so much help and support with us. We are not meant to live in lack. We are not meant to live in scarcity. And it's kind of like, so we're making the decision, right? I choose to remember myself. I choose to remember why I came here. If you need support with this, I've just opened the doors to the Medicine Keepers of the Blue Violet Ray training. This is a 4-month deep dive. If you're resonating with Sirius, if you're resonating with the Blue Violet Ray, if you are feeling like you're awakening and you're ready to up level it, this is an amazing training, gifted experience from these beings, especially Archangel Michael, that's going to come through to really help and support you. And we are going to activate wealth consciousness with this training. We're going to activate ancestral healing, which can really affect our ability to know ourselves as abundant. If our ancestors felt very constricted around their safety, wealth, abundance, this actually passes down through our lineage and shows up in our DNA. So we've got to vibrate out the suffering from our ancestors out of our DNA to activate the new DNA, the new model of DNA that was always meant to be activated. One of our prime roles as light workers, especially Syrian starseeds or medicine keepers of the Blue Violet Ray. We've got to get serious about this. This is our life mission. Serious, no pun intended. Jen says, I'm actually almost out of money. I mean, $0 with more coming in, and I can see how this is happening to get me to cross over. I know I'm God mentally, but it's not registering yet on all levels. I totally witness you there, because I'm going through this really intense process, not about money, about something else, where mentally I know that I'm safe and it's okay, but my body is not caught up yet to that. But let's just tune in and just see what wants to come through around that. So it's not doing what they're saying for you, especially Dennis, it's not doing anyone any favors to live in this energy of lack anymore. And you know it. There's something in maybe a past life or even in your ancestry or both that has said it's good if I'm poor. Maybe it's safer if I'm poor, or it's safer because I won't shine, or I won't get killed and attacked by the nobility, because if I don't have money, then they don't want anything from me. And I would encourage you to make a firm decision. This is not serving me anymore. This is a bunch of bullshit, and I'm just going to let God intervene, because if we're not getting there mentally, then if we're getting there mentally but not in our body, then let's call in spirit, God, Goddess, source energy to do the heavy lifting for us. That's not our job, right? The heavy lifting is for oneness. The heavy lifting is for source. We are source, but most of us are in our small self-consciousness a lot of the time, right? Our singular, seeing ourselves as souls or seeing ourselves as humans, more so on the human level, right? So we need to make these firm decisions. When are you going to have the last straw, right? When are we going to be like, I'm fucking sick of this. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm making the decision to remember who I am. Because you are abundant as fuck. You are, obviously I know you. We connected in Mexico. You're so full of light. You're so full of gifts. You are super abundant. So I would encourage you to just clearly make the decision. Fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. I have a duty to remember who I am. I have a duty to do what it takes to change my situation. And I let God be the one to totally take all of this pain and energy from my ancestry and past lives, and I give it over. But I'm not doing this anymore. And sometimes, guess what? We're in a human dimension. Sometimes that takes rolling up our sleeves, getting a job, doing something, looking after kids, washing dishes, whatever it is, right? This might not make sense. You know, it's like, well, but if I'm so abundant, then why would I have to do something like that? Because we have to still be in our human consciousness at the same time and say, I'm going to do what it takes to remember. And it's a lot easier to vibrate with abundance when we have a little bit of money in the bank that can start to align with our thoughts, right? Or just the way our mind works. It's easier to get onto that framework of abundance if we have, you know, almost $0. Okay, let's get $500 in the bank, and let's be really grateful for that $500, and let's start to vibrate with the abundance of that $500. Okay, so we can do that. So how can I get $500 in the bank? Talk to God, talk to spirit, let's fucking do this. But I fucking refuse to be here where I am subjugated and a servant to the sphere energy, which is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Excuse my language, but I'm so done with this. You can feel it as like, we need to wake up. It's our duty and responsibility to wake up to abundance. And guess what? Abundance can come in a ton of different ways. Last night I was on a workaway website, you know, and I was just really excited and curious because I'm planning on going fully nomadic at the end of this year and just giving up my house, which is kind of scary but exciting at the same time. And I'm just going to travel full time. And of course my mind goes, well, what if, you know, you can't afford it or this or that? And like, well, I know, so I traveled 7 months of the year last year and totally afforded like private Airbnbs, nice things, nice experiences. But, you know, my mind was a little like, well, I'm not sure. Like, okay, I'll work with that. You know, I love you, and I'm going to, you know, going on the workaway site, so many opportunities to have accommodation and part of my food taken care of. If I help someone look after their kid, or if I work on the land and work on a permaculture farm, I mean, like, hello, there's abundance everywhere, right? And so it's nice to kind of give that to the mind, like, okay, well, if, you know, if you go out and maybe you have a rough month or something, you had an unexpected bill, or, you know, you're sick, you can't work or something like this. I don't know, there's just always opportunities for, not that I'm, you know, I don't even want to entertain that I'm sick. I'm so fucking done with that. God, just so much fire energy in me right now. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, there's always opportunities. God and the universe is always giving us opportunities where we can receive. And it's bullshit that money is the only way to receive. However, when we are in a really receptive energy and remember ourselves as abundance, money tends to be really easy to manifest into our experience, but also lots of opportunities for abundance. So again, my encouragement for anyone, if you're dealing with money struggles or anything like that, decide that you're done with it. Decide that you're not here to be a servant to the fear energy. Decide that you're here to remember who you are. Decide that you've had, you know, maybe my fire energy can, you know, anchor you or activate you in some way, that you're done with the fucking bullshit. And you're going to remember who you are. You're going to connect with Sirius if that feels right, or Archangel Michael, or the Blue Violet Ray, or anything that you feel really, really connected to. You're so powerful, my beautiful soul sister, or maybe some soul brothers who are going to watch this later. You're so powerful. We're so powerful. We came here to change the DNA structure on this planet to resonate with the superhuman energy that we were always meant to be. That's why we're here. We are here to awaken the collective. And we don't have time and the luxury to just sit complacent while we, you know, entertain fear after fear after fear after fear and just don't go for it. You know, we're here to awaken the tribe. And if that means facing our deepest fears, let's do it. If that means having a little bit of like a meltdown for like 5 days while all this energy is coming up and moving through us, fine, let's do it. Like, but let's do what it takes to get to this kind of like next level place where we're like, I remember, I'm so powerful. Sometimes I'm going to forget, and that's okay. But let's do it. Like, we are here to activate this new planet, and we're not fucking around, because guess what? No one's getting out of here alive anyway. We're all going to die, so we might as well just give it our all and just like go crazy. Sky says, lost you. Not sure if that was the internet connection or just me being a bit crazy. Jen says, I need this fire. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm noticing that my video is a little weird. Hopefully it's coming through fine though. That's what really shifted things for me when I was done with it. Like, one day I just woke up and I was like, I'm fucking done with worrying about how I'm going to pay my rent every single month. And I was like 3 years into my business full time. And I went out and I made a resume that day and I started putting my resume out to places because I was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to continue with my business. It's, you know, that's my full-time thing forever. Put out my resumes. Nobody hired me because I only wanted a part-time job and they only wanted to give me a full-time job. But making the decision of like, I'm done with this, I'm printing my resume, I'm putting one foot in front of the other, changed my whole energy being. And was like, and made that decision of like, I'm no longer a victim to this money story. I am a co-creator in my reality and I decide what is true for me. And I'm still working through this as I move through different glass walls and glass ceilings. But the fear that I experienced around money has largely dissipated. Like I used to experience anxiety almost 24/7 around money. That was low grade. So Sky says it's the internet that she's losing me. Can you hear me now? I'm noticing that my my face is kind of like a little bit weird in the video, but hopefully you guys can hear me still. If not, I'll probably just do this again because like I'm obsessed with needing to get this across. So again, if you need a like a wake up, like a bam, this is who I am, like bam, this is why I'm here, please consider joining us for Medicine Keepers of the Blue Violet Ray. I really feel that you're going to feel if this is right for you. You'll feel the resonance of it. If you just tune in, you can go on the page and learn more, mermaid-moon.com/medicine keeper. And this is going to be a really powerful, oh, Meta says, I can hear you fine. Jen says the same thing. Okay, awesome. So this is going to be a really powerful experience. Something about decision. Okay, because even on the topic of money, like, let's kind of apply this to something like Medicine Keepers of the Blue Violet Ray. I'm scared I don't have enough money. I'm not sure if I'm going to sign up. I really want to, but I'm scared I don't have enough money. So I'm not going to. You just made your decision based on fear, and that's going to get you nowhere, literally. If you have, you know, vibration of like, in my heart, I feel like it's not right for me. In my heart, I feel like, you know, there's like a million programs out there. Like, obviously not everyone is right for you, right? And if your heart, you feel that, then that's great. But if in your heart, you're like, this feels really resonant for me, but I'm not going to do it because, like, if I pay someone and this money leaves me, then I have less, then you're still operating in the fear system. Then those gremlins of fear still have a hold on you, and you're still playing with that energy that you are enslaved, which sucks, which all of us do, myself included sometimes, but that's not why we're here. If you make the decision, I choose to have enough resources to pay for this and more. And it's a really affordable experience, by the way, $55 every 2 weeks for 4 months for the Opal Circle, and a little more if you want private coaching with me. That's when the whole universe conspires in your favor. Oh, you decided that you were abundant enough? Oh, you decided that you were done with the old story and that you were going to actually just really follow through with something and fucking rock it out? Okay, here's money. Okay, here's support. You know, it's kind of like dating. It's like, if you are like, you know, I'm not sure if I'm beautiful. I don't really feel beautiful. Am I beautiful? I'll just wait until a guy comes along to like tell me I'm beautiful, and then I'll know, and then it'll be good, and then I can go out knowing I'm beautiful. Like, I feel like all of us have done that in some capacity, and it doesn't work, and we end up in really actually kind of shitty situations. And that guy can come along and tell us we're beautiful, but we still won't really believe it at the end of the day. But if we're like, I'm beautiful, don't need anyone to tell me that, then our whole situation with dating is different. Our whole situation with relationships is different. It's the same with money. If you're like, I don't know, am I abundant? Am I not abundant? Am I abundant? I'll just wait until the money shows up to tell me. And if the money shows up, then I am abundant. If it doesn't show up, then I might not be abundant. No, it doesn't work like that. We go, I'm abundant. I'm abundant. That's what I am, because I am. And then the money shows up, the opportunity shows up, maybe not overnight, but you got to hold it. Is it challenging to hold that? Yes. Is it challenging to hold the energy of abundance when you are first getting started on this planet that has brainwashed and screamed the opposite into our ears for our whole upbringing? Yes. Is it why we're here? Is it the very essence and the very reason of why we're here, to recapture our abundance and know ourselves as abundant? Yes. Do you feel how fucking fierce this is? That this is not about playing around, about just our lives and what we can afford and what we can't afford. This is about collective consciousness and an end to collective suffering and madness that we are here to usher in because we care so deeply about all beings. And we do this through our own personal lives because that's the only way it can happen. It's the only power we really have is our domain and our choice in our personal life, right? So again, that idea of maybe signing up for something like Medicine Keepers of the Blue Ray. You decide you want it, you decide you're abundant enough, and the whole universe conspires to help you and show you that you're right. You decide that you're not really abundant enough, and one day the whole universe conspires to show you that you're right. We are the ones that get to decide, and we get to plug into what is true, or we get to dance around it because it seems too scary. I get it. I get how real the fear seems. I get how real the fear is when you're in it. I get that it can be absolutely terrifying, but we're meant to work through it. We're meant to ascend into something else. So and Mara's just giving some hearts, thanks. So I'm just like giving you a lot of love. Oh my God, this is so interesting. So I'm looking down and there's 11 live viewers right now. This has never happened, and it just stopped. That it flashed 11, and then it wrote the word 11 out in writing, and then it's flashed 11, and then 11 the word, 11 the number, 11 the word, 11 the number, 11 the word. That's never happened to me in the history of me doing Facebook Lives. That's crazy and beautiful. So I look at signs like that as like, yes, confirmations from the universe, right? So we need to, again, remember who we are, that there's so many beings with us, that they are communicating with us, that it's settled, that we're not crazy, and that if we just jump off the cliff, that there will be someone to catch us, right? If we just jump off the cliff, there will be someone to catch us. And we love those gremlins. We love the reptilians. We love the fear because we are God, and it's a part of us. It's an aspect of us. But it no longer has control over us in that case, right? And this is what we're coming into, myself included. I really don't always get this perfect, but it's about the transformation. Hi. There's someone at the door here.
Is Maddie there?
Maddie's not home yet. I don't think. Is her vehicle here?
I thought that blue one was hers.
It might be. I can't really see. You can check. She lives in the front. I'm just doing a live video, so our conversation is on the internet right now. Oh, that's okay. Esther says, the moment you were talking about 11, you got 11 viewers. Yeah, it's like craziness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with you. Instigating the fire energy. If you are fired up, if you feel like joining us for Medicine Keepers of the Blue Violet Ray, please do. From today when I'm recording this, you only have a week to sign up. It's a short window. Jump on it if it feels right for you. It will change your life forever. You will, if you are just kind of interested in signing up and you do sign up, I promise you, you will not regret it. And I'm just going to throw in right now money back guarantee. At the end of it, it's not even on the site right now, but at the end of the 4-month experience, if you feel like it wasn't really like, you know, super potent and you kind of felt like it wasn't really worth the money back guarantee, I'll give you your money back. Because you won't say that, because you'll be like, holy shit, that was fucking amazing, and I'm in a completely different energy of my life right now. So go to the page mermaid-moon.com/medicine keeper. Look at all the details, sign up if you want. Again, if you feel at the end of the program that it wasn't worth your money, that you could have done something better with that money, that it really didn't bring as much abundance to you as you put into it, I will give you all of your money back. And I will like do a happy little dance for you, because like I know that won't happen. Okay, so much love, and yeah, just sending you fire energy. Also just wanting to share with you, obviously I'm going through an alchemical transformation myself, with all of this in a different regard that doesn't have to do with money. And again, the energy that I'm getting right now is like, remember who we are. Like, we're not here to play small. We're so powerful. Oh my God, we're so powerful. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. We're as powerful as Jesus Christ is and was, right? Like Jesus, everything that Jesus had, we have. Like we can activate all of that stuff within us as well. Like, It's really big how powerful we are, and I just really want us to remember it all, because there's too many people suffering, there's too many animals that are being abused, there's just too much shit happening that I'm just so not down with, and I know you're not either. And so let's reactivate, let's reawaken, and enjoy our lives while we're doing it, because that's really the way that all this is going to happen. So much love to you guys, and yeah, I'll chat to you soon. If you have any questions about the Medicine Keeper journey, please let me know. I'll be talking to you a lot about it over the next week. And yeah, have fun with the blue fire energy I'm sending you, and pray that, you know, you take this activation and do something fun with it. Okay, bye.